if it's Monday night, it is the Wrestling Forum. So hello, friends. It is Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio. I'm Derek Ferreira, as we bring you another edition of the Wrestling Forum right here on YouTube.com. This time around on my channel here on the Tone 25. Derek Ferreira, of course, fulfilling his duties as social media ambassador for Monday Night Football. He will be doing that for the next 2 weeks. Derek will be back with us on November 17th, which is the go-home show for the Survivor Series. And we'll have that in a couple weeks on his channel, SLB 2008-09. But Derek will be back, I'm sure, on Friday night for what will be a loaded College Football Friday show. We'll get into that at the end of the show, when I set the table for future content. So with that said, I am joined as always by my esteemed colleagues, of course, the Cerebral Viper, Michael Fletcher, and of course, my fellow partner in the Yes Movement, and of course, our resident phenom, the one and only Mr. Michael Bullock. So great to have the guys here. Yes, 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 indeed. I mean, we're all here. Shame Derek's not, but it is what it is. I mean, this has been a theme of the year, so we'll have Derek. I know Derek will be back in a couple weeks, like I said, so it should be, that's the one I can't wait for, when we get to Survivor Series and whatnot. My favorite event of the year, of course, other than WrestleMania. So, all right, let's dive right on in, gentlemen. I mean, we got a big show here. Another very good show tonight. I mean, they're on a roll right now. I gotta tell you. I mean, after many weeks of piss poor shows, I mean, these last 3 weeks now, we've been seeing some. They've been putting forth some very damn good shows. I gotta be honest with you. So, and tonight was no exception. And how do you start off a Raw that? How do you want to start off a Monday Night Raw? Well, of course, this was a good news, bad news segment. The bad news was, yes, the Authority started the show again. However, open your eyes, Michael Bull. You don't have to cover your face, man. You don't have to be your I can't take it face right now, because we had a surprise guest with the Authority. Yes, you had Triple H, the son-in-law. You had daughter Stephanie, looking stunning and beautiful as always. He's back. Did you miss him? Oh, we all missed him. Who am I talking about? Well, the 69-year-old evil genius himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, was in the house. Yes, I am not making this up. The boss was back. The chairman of the board of World Wrestling Entertainment, the one and only Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And oh boy, did he make a stunning announcement tonight, my friends. Oh my goodness. As if Survivor Series couldn't be any bigger enough. You already know by now, in case you haven't been watching. Don't know why, but in case you haven't been watching, well, Survivor Series, we have a main event. For the first time since 2005, when Team Raw and Team SmackDown went at it, we're going to have a traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup as the main event of Survivor Series. It's going to be, on one side, team captain John Cena and 4 of the partners. Although I think after tonight we already know the identity of at least one of those partners. To go up against, on the other side, Team Authority, which is going to be captained by Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Seth Rollins, with other partners. Vince McMahon comes out and makes the following announcement. Let's raise the stakes. If Team Authority loses at Survivor Series, and I already know what Michael Bullock's going to do, because we talked about this. Team Authority loses, you're out of power. Team Authority is gone. No more Triple H, no more Stephanie McMahon, and you know what we have to do? Yes, 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 yes. Great announcement. However, Michael Bullock, let's save it for Survivor Series if it should happen. Let's hold off on the yes stuff until then. Even though we're yesing the announcement, let's not do the formal celebration until the night of Survivor Series. Should it happen? You never know. Anything can and will happen. Vinnie Mac always said that. So yeah, that was the big announcement. And he also put forth the other big announcement, which he made this past Friday night on SmackDown, that for new subscribers to the WWE Network, the month of November is yours, free of charge. How about that, huh? You not only get all the future pay-per-views, our future all the all the past pay-per-views from WWE, WCW, ECW, the great original programming, like Michael Bullock's new favorite show, WWE Rivalries, which I know he's been really loving as of late. We talked about that earlier. And of course, the Monday Night War, uh, Countdown, when they're ready to come back, perhaps WrestleMania Rewind, and of course, the in-ring shows like Main Event and NXT. But the best part of all, free of charge, for the first time ever, a pay-per-view. Not just any pay-per-view, my friends. The second longest running pay-per-view in WWE history, Survivor Series. 28th annual, don't you know? Second longest. Of course, we all know, longest running, of course, is Mania, WrestleMania. 30. Or when we get to March 29th, it'll be 31. Yep, and of course, Beyond the Ring, that's another Michael Bullock favorite. So thoughts on this? Well, if only I was a new subscriber to the WWE Network. I mean, that would be really helpful. No question about that. The free of charge. Um, what I would have loved for him to have done is save the free of charge until WrestleMania. That would have been freaking awesome. Wouldn't that have been awesome, guys? To see the biggest event of the year free of charge. How cool would that have been, huh? But we all know that's not going to happen. Let's not kid ourselves. But we have to live in a fantasy world, or of course, bizarro world, if you know what I mean. That's the only way WrestleMania will be free in this day and age. But wow, Bullock and I, we talked about the show just before the show started, and then Michael Fletcher hit me up to do our little commentary stick that we've been doing for the better part of 20 years. We knew the Authority was going to be there. We knew that. We did not expect the Boss to be there. The minute we saw him there, Michael Fletcher and I, we did our infamous Corey and Sean from Boy Meets World, and then Mikey let out his infamous "What?" And that's exactly what we would. I mean, if the three of us had done the commentary, that's exactly what would have happened. Fletcher would have done the "What?" We would have been in awe. So great to see the Boss back. I mean, yes, we've criticized him for many decisions over for the better part of 2.5 to 3 years now that we've been doing this show. We've criticized his decisions, absolutely. But this was, I mean, it's one thing when you give us the network for free for a month for new subscribers. But to have, the most emotionally charged traditional Survivor Series elimination match since the infamous winner-take-all Survivor Series match from 2001. Greatest traditional Survivor Series match of all time. And oh, by the way, the only traditional Survivor Series elimination match that I have ever given a 5-star rating. If you haven't seen that one, where the hell have you been the last 13 years? Strongly suggest you check it out on the network. Or if you have it on, the old VHS tapes or, DVD or whatever. That's something you really need to check out. Because there's high stakes here. Authority loses, they're gone. And you heard it first. Team Cena's winning that match. You heard it first. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down. Well, I do have a couple of scenarios. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm going to let you know on one right now. I'm going to save the other one for the very end. I think there's a chance that the final two, I don't think we're going to have more than one survivor. I think it's going to be a sole survivor here. And I think it's going to come down to John Cena versus Seth Rollins. That's one possible scenario. The second scenario, I'm going to save until the end of the show, based on the events of what we just saw a little bit ago. So, wow. I mean, not really many promo segments on this show tonight, but I'd have to say this was the segment of the night by default, if I'm being honest with you. Because you had the Boss in the house, crowd was marking, I was marking, you all were marking. That crowd at the HSBC Arena in Buffalo, New York, they were marking. I mean, the only time nowadays, that's the only time nowadays you'll hear that crowd go nuts because, I mean, let's face it, their hockey team, well, has a little something left to be desired, if I'm being quite honest, because they're terrible. They got nothing to cheer for on that, but that's the only thing they have to cheer about in that arena right now. So segment of the night by default. Welcome back, Mr. McMahon. I mean, yes, I mean, I know we've been critical of you, sir, but well done on that announcement, man. Well done. And our excitement level, I mean, I was already excited for that main event. But now that we have that stipulation where if Team Authority loses, Authority's gone, that's great. But the big question is, though, I mean, if there's a stipulation for Team Authority if they lose, why isn't there a stipulation if Team Cena loses? I mean, you got to have a high stakes here. And if it was me, I would have said, okay, if Team Authority loses, you're out of power. I would have done this, gentlemen. I would have said if Team Cena loses, then John Cena loses his title shot against Brock Lesnar. That's what I would have done. Oh, no. I'd go one better. If John Cena were to lose, not only would he lose his title shot against Brock Lesnar, John Cena would never again challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ever. Mikey, and I'm talking about Fletcher, we've seen this stipulation before. TNA. We saw it with the Stinger. They hit that edict on Sting. And it happened. Sting lost the title match. We'll see in a fire too. Yeah, that's a good one too. Or any member, or all members of Team Cena would be fired. But there's still a long way to go to build this thing up. We still got a few more weeks to go. And all I know is this traditional Survivor Series match has the potential to be the best traditional Survivor Series elimination match in God knows how long. I mean, I honestly can't remember the last time we saw a really good traditional Survivor Series elimination match. It's been forever and a day since I honestly don't know. I mean, I have to go back into my archives. I mean, the last really good one, in terms of drama and excitement, in terms of fight of the night quality, I probably would have to say that Team Raw and SmackDown match from 2005. Although there have been some okay other ones, but okay doesn't cut it. The Survivor Series has been, one of my favorite pay-per-views, and WWE over the last few years, they basically treated it like a B pay-per-view. Not this time around. Not for that main event. They treated it like an A main event, and that's how you do it. I'm hopeful that they end up doing at least one or two more on that. I want to see at least two, maybe three. I know every match is not going to be a traditional Survivor Series match, and that stinks. That's how I would have booked it. That's what I want to see. But whoa, oh my goodness. I don't even know if we should talk about that fight. I mean, I didn't even see the fight. I mean, you guys obviously just did. And we got some breaking news here on the Wrestling Forum, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new United States Heavyweight Champion. Who is he? Rusev Butaya. Rusev Bashka. Yes, Rusev. Alexander Rusev is the new United States Heavyweight Champion. He has just defeated Sheamus. And I didn't see the fight, but you know what? As a special bonus for all of you Wrestling Forum fans, as soon as we wrap up our overall review of Monday Night Raw, Michael Bullock and Michael Fletcher, since they watched the match, gentlemen, if you're up for it, I would like to get your thoughts on that match.
You got it. You got it. We'll do it.
Awesome.
I'll do it.
All right, wonderful. I'll have to watch the match back myself because I didn't watch the match because I was getting ready for the show, obviously. So that's just my thoughts on that. We'll talk about Rusev's big win in just a little bit. So that's that segment of the night by default because there really wasn't much segment. I mean, there was another promo, but it was before a match. So, but then again, I could probably say second best segment of the night because there was, somewhat of a segment later on which led into a match, a very good match, by the way. So with that said, I'm gonna throw it up now to my vice president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement and our resident phenom here on the Wrestling Forum, who I know is in a state of shock right now. Michael James Bullock, it's all yours, my brother.
Yes, thank you very much for ridiculously over Anthony Florio and the president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement. Yes, this is the phenom Mike Bullock here, and yes, I am in a state of shock right now with Rusev winning the U.S. title, but here's the thing. I think he's going to change that title name. It's going to be the Russian Championship because that's what we think is going to happen with this. But we'll definitely get into that when me and Fletcher talk about the match since we just watched it on the WWE Network. So as far as this opening segment goes, I do agree. I mean, since this was the only segment going on, this was has to be the segment of the night. I mean, I was waiting for the start of Raw, and then all of a sudden we hear that theme song of Mr. McMahon. I'm like, could it be? Is it really him? And as soon as he came out, and I'm like, yes, it's the boss, Kennedy McMahon. And he came out with of course, with the Authority as well. What else is new? Yeah, and he basically talks about the WWE Network, of course, with the announcement on Friday night that he said that that if you subscribe to the WWE Network, the entire month of November is free. I mean, including the second longest reigning WWE pay-per-view, the Survivor Series. I mean, what a bargain that is. I mean, you get the entire month. I mean, with all the programs, all the pay-per-views from the past, from WWE, WCW, and ECW, along with past episodes of Raw and SmackDown, all the programming, rivalries, Countdown, WrestleMania Rewind, Legends House, and of course the in-ring action with Main Event, NXT, and of course Superstars as well. And of course you can also relive Saturday night's Main Event, of course, which I know Anthony Florio enjoys, of course, with one of his favorite color commentators, Jesse the Body Ventura, and of course the past episodes of WCW Monday Nitros. So all that great stuff is on there. I mean, all four of us here have already subscribed to the WWE Network, and if you haven't gotten it yet, I subscribe to those people. Get it, because it's worth it. I mean, if you're a wrestling historian and you just want to relive all the great moments from the past, the WWE Network is definitely for you. So, and then he drops a bombshell regarding the traditional Survivor Series match with the Team Cena versus Team Authority, and he says, how about we raise the stakes? If Team Authority loses, and this is the one that put a smile on my face, that if Team Authority loses, there will be no more authority. The Authority will lose power, and as soon as I heard of that state, I was definitely going, yes, 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 yes. No more authority if they lose. I'm like, and of course, me and Anthony, as members of the Yes Movement, that was like music to our ears right there. Yeah, and of course, you could just see the look on Triple H and Stephanie's face. They were like, uh-oh. So, yeah, and we would definitely see more of them, of course, trying to recruit members to be on Team Authority. So, yeah, great segment to start off the show, and of course, the segment of the night, since this probably was the only segment. Although I think there was another one, but we'll definitely figure that out. So, with that being said, let's move on to play. And all I can say is great to see Mr. McMahon back.
Yes, indeed. Great to see Mr. McMahon back, and it was a great night, to say the very least, in Buffalo, New York, for Monday Night Raw. What's up, everybody? No, I agree with you guys. I think this was a very good, strong segment. It's always good to see the boss back, and when he did come back, yeah, he dropped a nuke. He dropped a major bombshell tonight. I mean, a lot of people were definitely shocked to see Mr. McMahon, but it was really the announcement that he made and the news that he made that's going to be the biggest announcement of the night, and that is that if the Authority should lose in the traditional Survivor Series matchup, that there will be no more Authority. Triple H and Stephanie will lose their power. We'll definitely have to wait and see how that plays out, to say the very least. But with everything in line and with everything at stake, this actually feels like we said, this is a battle for survival now more than ever before. And on top of that, it has a feel of WWE versus the Alliance and that huge elimination survivor matchup that went down back, I believe, in 2001, where everything was on the line, up for grabs, and the whole 9 yards. So at the end of the day, I think it was a solid segment. Everybody did their part really well. I loved how Mr. McMahon made his return and really made quite an impact to start the show. And with that said, let's just move on.
Oh, sorry about that. My
Just,
distance for a moment. So, all right, I'm back in now. So, all right. Do apologize for that little technical glitch there. So, we're all cleared up now. So with that said, let's move on to our first match of the night. Just give me 1 second here. All right, it was Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe, going up one-on-one with Cesaro. Winner of the match in 12 minutes and 15 seconds. So Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this match?
all right. I thought this was a solid match here. I mean, and I'm going to give this an even 3 stars here. I mean, I thought this was a very good match here, and yeah, some great back and forth here between these two. I mean, especially when Dean Ambrose uses his high flying maneuvers, but there was a little something that happened during the match. We got an appearance of Bray Wyatt, and you could see him in his rocking chair during the fight, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Cesaro looked like he was gonna win with a backslide pin, and then of course Ambrose rolls out, hits the dirty deeds on him, 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose wins, and after the match, it looked like he was gonna try to go after Bray Wyatt, and then the lights go out, and he's gone, and of course the chair is rocking, and of course me and Florio had a chat right before the show, and I know he'll back me up on that. We discussed that we heard some dirt sheets that it looks like it's going to be there's going to be a Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt fight at the Survivor Series. Yeah, so any thoughts of Dean Ambrose being on Team Cena? I think you might have to throw that out now. So yeah, I mean, and of course this isn't the first time these two have gone at it. Of course, could ever forget when it was the Shield and the Wyatts going at it? Of course, at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which was definitely a damn good fight between these two. So these two are no strangers to one another. So, and you put them in a singles match, you could be looking at something very special here. So yeah, so 3 stars for me on the match. Definitely one of the top fights of the night. So with that being said, let's move on to Fletch.
I have to agree with you. 3 stars is definitely the rating for the fight. I thought this was a solid fight, a very good match, to say the very least. And the body of work really delivered. Thing that just looked so solid about this match. Uh, it was there. It was It was eminent. It was strong. Everybody looks definitely really good in this one. So yes, 3 stars is the ratings. Mike Bullock, I agree with you. Anthony, it's yours.
I will make it unanimous, guys. 3 stars, although I'm leaning more towards 3.25, if I'm being honest with you. 3 to 3.25 stars, one of the top fights of the night. I would probably have to say third best fight of the night, if I'm being honest with you, because there were 2 other matches that I thought were better, just a little bit. But this was a very good match. I mean, a little bit of a series of matches here. I mean, well, last Monday on Raw, they were supposed to go at it, but nothing came of that. That was in NA, and then of course Friday night on SmackDown, they had this trick or street fight as part of their Halloween special. Yeah, I know, lame if I'm being honest, but this definitely made up for that Halloween nonsense. Made up for it in a big way. We got a solid competitive wrestling match, and that's exactly what we here at the Wrestling Forum want to see on our Monday Night Raws. Not just on our Monday Night Raws, but on our SmackDowns and especially our pay-per-views. And I'm very hopeful that when we get to Survivor Series, that's exactly what we're going to get throughout the night on that night. So, yes, 3 to 3.25 stars. And yes, Michael Bullock is absolutely correct. I've come across some dirt sheets. There were a couple of dirt sheets that said that a one-on-one match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt was official. But according to the Wikipedia page for this year's Survivor Series, I have not seen that match added. It's only the Team Cena, Team Authority traditional Survivor Series elimination match as the only match listed on the card as of right now. So yes, 3 to 3.25 stars, third best fight of the night. So with that said, we're gonna move on to our next matchup. It was a one-on-one match. It was Jimmy Uso, accompanied by Brother Jay, going up against The Miz, accompanied by Damien Mizdow. Winner of the match in 4 minutes and 35 seconds. It was the awesome one. It was The Miz. Michael Fletcher, your thoughts on this match?
Good, not great. I mean, it was there for what it was worth. I mean, I liked how the fight was going. It could have been a lot more better, but this time around, the Miz gets a victory. Obviously, a lot of people were wondering, was it going to be a little bit of a screwy finish? In a way, yes, it was. Mizdow kind of wanted to play that role again. What the Miz normally would do as the stunt devil. There was actually some really good funny moments during that fight that had a lot of people laughing, and it was a good ha humor moment. But at the end of the day, the ending of it was actually, you gotta say, it was a clean win. He hit him with the skull crushing finale, gets the 1, 2, 3. The Miz wins it. I could say about 2.25, maybe 2.5. I'm just gonna be. I think 2.5 might be a little too generous, but I could say at least 2.25. I mean, that's as far as I can go with this fight. With that said, Anthony, is yours.
I'm right there with you, Fletcher. 2 to 2.25 stars. We saw this fight. We talked about this. Typical, comedy match here. I mean, the Miz and Mizdow stuff is, I mean, the crowd seems to like it. Me, on the other hand, I mean, I think it's a little on the corny and lame side, if I'm being honest with you. But the match was okay. I mean, 4.5 minute match. Solid in-ring action. I mean, not as good as the Cesaro and Ambrose match by any means, but it was there. I mean, Michael Fletcher's right. I mean, solid match, and now, I mean, I honestly could care. I honestly didn't care who won the match. I'm just glad we didn't get any more of that twin magic nonsense. I mean, that really needs to get away. I mean, that is beyond tired and played out. I could call gimmick infringement on the part of the Usos, but remember, it was the Bellas who started that nonsense in the first place about 6 years or so ago. So we don't need to. I mean, it was cute at first, but then it started to get tired and played out. And I'm just very glad and very thankful that we didn't get any twin magic nonsense, at least on this night. So I'm very happy about that. Because I swear, if there had been another twin magic moment, I swear I would have gone off tonight. I would have ridiculously over would have come out tonight, folks. That's all I can say about that. So 2 to 2.25 stars. Not sure what's in the plans for these guys as far as Survivor Series goes. I mean, who knows? Maybe we could see some sort of traditional Survivor Series match with these guys. Maybe a tag team style match. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. So I really don't know. I mean, I don't know what's in the cards right now, but I'm sure the dirt sheets will have something in a few weeks or so. So 2 to 2.25 stars. Maybe fourth best fight of the night. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Jimmy Uso and The Miz?
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. 2 to 2.25 stars. I mean, it was fine for what it was. I mean, it was good, not great. I mean, yeah, I mean, this whole thing with the Miz and Damian Mizdow, I mean, it's corny, it's lame, and Florio, I know you'll agree with me on this one. It's at the point of go away right now. I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of it, and yeah, I mean, WWE needs to do something. I mean, they need to bring back Damian Sandow and at least try to push him again, because I mean, one time Damian Sandow, I mean, he was this close to winning the World Heavyweight Championship when he had that Money in the Bank briefcase. But ever since then, it's been a downhill climb. I mean, it's been, well, downhill for him, I should say. So, yes. Yeah, and of course, there's some news, of course, regarding the Usos. Of course, we'll talk about it when it regards to a certain team with the tag team titles. So, yeah, so 2 to 2.25 stars. Good, not great. So, that being said, let's move on, Florio.
And we will indeed move on. Next match on the docket. It was at the time United States Heavyweight Champion Sheamus going one-on-one with Tyson Kidd, accompanied by Natalya. Winner of the match via countout in an even 5 minutes, Tyson Kidd. Wow. Yeah. 1.25 to 1.5 stars. That's the rating I'm going to give this match. It was all right for the most part, but the ending, yeah, straight out of the '80s. I mean, it definitely had the old school feel of Randy Macho Man Savage and what he used to do with Elizabeth, back in the day. And that's exactly what happened here. Tyson Kidd, used Natalya as a shield, and then it distracted Sheamus just enough for Sheamus to get counted out, and Tyson Kidd picking up the victory. So, yeah. But it was an okay match. I mean, there was some all right action. I mean, nothing to really write home about. It really doesn't make sense to me that Sheamus was on this show. I mean, they should have just saved him for the Rusev fight. To be honest with you, but it is what it is. So I really can't. There's really nothing I can do about that. I mean, me personally, if I was going to do something like that, I would have just saved him for that particular match. I mean, I know they wanted to have him get some work and obviously warm him up. Obviously, I can understand that, but to me, I thought it was a trifle unnecessary. Just to be honest, a trifle unnecessary. To be honest. So, and the match wasn't really all that awesome anyway. So 1.25, 1.5 stars. I gotta say it was one of the worst fights of the night. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Sheamus and Tyson Kidd?
I'm actually going to go 1 star on this one. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm going to have to go lower on this. I mean, the match. I mean, there was some alright action, but it's that count out finish that really, really, I did not like at all. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of this whole thing. So you pretty much touched on it, Florio. So 1 star for me. One of the worst fights of the night. I'm not going to get into any further details on it. So it's yours.
Yeah, I have to agree. It has to be at least a 1-star fight. I'm with Michael Bullock on this one. There was really nothing that really left to desire this fight, and could have been better. Could have been a lot better, absolutely. But definitely one of the worst fights of the night. Nothing that you can really defend on this one, Anthony. I'm sorry to say. With that said, let's just move on.
All right, and we're gonna move on. Indeed, I just want to check one thing real quick. Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to check that real quick. All right. So with that said, let's move on to our next match. Well, before the next match, we had a you saw Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler make his entrance for a match, and then as Lillian Garcia said, his opponent, all of a sudden, it's the Authority. It's Triple H, it's Stephanie McMahon, it's Seth Rollins, it's Corporate Kane or Citizen Kane, whatever you want to call him. Joey Mercury, Jamie Noble, making their way down, and then Triple H cuts a promo on Dolph Ziggler, basically recruiting Dolph Ziggler to join Team Authority for Survivor Series. And he said, you know what, kid, if you win, do you really think you're going to get credit for it? John Cena's going to get all the credit if you win, and you're not going to get any credit at all. But if you lose, well, you really think Cena's going to take the fall for that? No. He's going to blame you. He's going to put all the blame on you for the match. And then basically said, you know what? You join us, you can have anything you want, kid. Anything you want. And Ziggler's like, I can have anything I want, anything you want. And then Ziggler says, okay, I want you out of power. I want your wife out of here. I want the sellout gone. I want these jabronis out of here, and Kane as well. And basically that was basically his way of saying no. And Triple H then says, okay, that's cool. So we're gonna have to punish you for this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you defend your Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship against Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. So there you go. So the promo leads into the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match, an impromptu Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match. Show off Dolph Ziggler defending against Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. I think this match ended in a no contest. Why? Because, well, a certain Viper gets involved. And I see that Cheshire Cat-like grin on Michael Fletcher's face. Yes, of course. I mean, and I'm waiting for him to do his you know what, because I'm expecting it. Well, maybe when we get to him. That's all I can say about that. Match ends at about I don't really have a time for this match. So with that said, we're just gonna run with it. It basically ends in a no contest because, referee Brian Wynn never calls for the bell to signal for a disqualification or whatever. So the match ended just like that because Randy Orton, the Viper, he shows up. Seth Rollins hits a curb stomp, and then bam, RKO. So there you go. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the promo and the Rollins-Ziggler IC title matchup?
All right, well, to me, anyways, I'm going to say this was my fight of the night right here, boys. This was my fight of the night. I mean, this was a very good match. I just did not like the ending. I mean, having it end in a no contest, yeah, I mean, this match was getting so good until, well, the certain Viper, Randy Orton, came in and basically, well, let's just say he basically, there was a saying that we said one time on the Wrestling Forum a long time ago that Fletcher brought up. Well, let's just say Seth Rollins got Rochambeau'd by Randy Orton. I mean, sneaking up out of nowhere like the Viper that he is, hitting the RKO on Seth Rollins, just when it looked like he was going to win the Intercontinental Championship. Not if the Viper had anything to say about it. I mean, this was a very, very good match. So, yeah, but because of the time, I mean, I couldn't either. So, to me, I'm going to say 3.5 stars, maybe teetering on 4. I mean, because I would have given it the full 4 stars, but it's just that ending that pretty much killed it for me. So 3.5 teetering on 4 stars. So that being said, let's move on to the resident Viper himself, Mr. to Mike Fletcher for his thoughts. And yes, I see that Cheshire cat-like grin on your face there, Fletch.
You know what? It was definitely the fight of the night, no doubt about it. It was about 3 or 4 stars, no doubt about that. But, Rollins thought he was gonna win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, and it looked like he was. He hit the curb stomp on Dolph Ziggler. He was so full of himself, laughing it up, yucking it up with Joey Mercury and with Jamie Noble. But there's one problem. Yeah, you never, ever, ever turn your back on anybody, because the next thing you know, you can get lights out. Randy Orton comes out of nowhere, hits an RKO. I think he was hearing voices in the head. And you know what those voices were saying, fellas? Destroy Seth Rollins by any means necessary. He did. He nailed him. He took him right out. RKO, Viper style. And you know what? As much as I know you guys might not care much for Orton like I do, but you gotta say it, man. Whenever there's that moment, whenever you never ever see it coming. He is. That's why he's so elusive. Randy Orton is just one of those unique guys, and let me tell you, he looked good. He looked strong, and boy, did the Authority flip on him, because he was like, I warned you, Trips. I wanted Rollins because you guys didn't handle this. You guys didn't want to handle this because you wanted to protect your little golden boy, your little investment. Why? Because he's got the money in the bank. What about me? I'm a 9-time world champion. I was the man. You guys made me the face of the company at one time. I'm the first undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So, yeah, well, 9-time World Heavyweight Champion, 3-time WWE Champion, Anthony. There's a difference. That's why I'm saying what I said. But I'll say this. At the end of the day, Randy Orton is what he says he is. They call him the apex predator for nothing. He is the Viper. He was at one time, remember the Legend Killer? And how many guys have he put out in his day that he has done, either from the punt to the RKO? How many times did he win the championships from the list of the guys that he's taken the belt off of? I mean, that list is legendary. Hell, he tangled one-on-one with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Even though he lost, it was still a solid fight. And I think a lot of people will agree that he had a solid performance against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 21 in LA. At the end of the day, it's all about, everybody's saying, oh, there's a new youth movement, this and that, Rollins, this and that, and Orton's just like, you're gonna let some punk kid come in here and think that he's the face of the Authority? I don't think so. I'm the one. Remember, I was the one that brought you to the dance. I'm the one that made this as big as it did. And yeah, I spat in the face of the Yes Movement, and I had the championship for a little while, and he was trying to be the flag bearer of the Authority, and everything was surrounding about him. And then all of a sudden, now that Seth Rollins made this one move to turn his back on the Shield, and then on top of that, to have the Money in the Bank, that because when you're Mr. Money in the Bank, that makes you the heir apparent and maybe a future world champion. Because that's the thing that I think everybody needs to realize about that, is that it's not how you get there, it's if you can get there and finish the job. So whatever the case may be, whatever you want to say about how Orton did, Orton kind of got jealous, and yeah, he did get a little angry. And I kind of posted on the Facebook, on Twitter tonight, that I hear voices in my head. Naively enough, Megan Silva was thinking I was losing my mind and I should not let my voices in the head. I should not let my voices in the head run amok because she thinks that I'm gonna start RKOing somebody in here. Don't worry, baby girl. I got my control. Unlike Randy Orton, I'm in control. You got nothing to worry about with me when it comes to that. But anyway, yeah, fight of the night, no doubt about it. Trust me, this is not the last time we've seen Orton and Seth Rollins because that's going to be our main event, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's just move on.
Yes, and move on to my thoughts on the match. I mean, yeah, I know Michael Fletcher was marking like a crazy man when he saw Randy Orton strike like the Viper that he is, and you know what? I mean, he's on the verge of a face turn here, and it's obvious. It's obvious now that you have to think he is not gonna be a member of Team Authority. He's gonna be on Team Cena to fully cement his face turn, his upcoming face turn. We'll get into that, later on. But I did have to correct Michael Fletcher on the stat there. Randy Orton is a 12-time world champion, 4-time world heavyweight champion, 8-time WWE champion, which includes his 112-day reign as the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which went from TLC when he unified against Cena to, of course, losing at WrestleMania to Daniel Bryan, even though it was Batista who technically lost the title for him, if I'm being honest, because of the tap out, which concluded the Miracle on Bourbon Street. But anyways, getting on this now, absolutely. I mean, this was the fight of the night. I mean, my goodness. I mean, 3.5 to 4 stars. Two of the best young talents in WWE today, putting forth a match that was unbelievable. I mean, great near falls, some great action throughout the match, and there were several near falls. And at first, I was thinking, "Oh my God, are they actually going to put the IC belt on Rollins now?" And then once I saw Orton, I'm like, "Nope, not happening." Orton takes him out with the RKO. Crowd in Buffalo goes nuts, and and it leads in to a Randy Orton Seth Rollins main event because Randy Orton would just shortly thereafter would go into the backstage area, into the Authority's office, and demanded. He said to Triple H, "I want a match with Seth Rollins tonight," and Triple H said, "You know what? You got your match, but after this, back to business. It's back to the family business." Because we're gonna have you're gonna be on Team Authority with Seth Rollins and Citizen Kane when we go up against Team Cena after this. We gotta focus on Survivor Series, get ready for Cena as we go to war. So that's basically all there is to it. So very good match, 3.5 to 4 stars. I mean, wow, great match between two great talents. Future's in great hands, my friends. That's all I can say about it. And Seth Rollins will definitely be a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I think it'll be sometime in 2015. You heard that here first. Not sure when. Could be after WrestleMania. That's my guess. Because remember, that thing's good till July, I think. So with that said, move on to our next matchup here on this edition of the Wrestling Forum, this loaded edition of the Wrestling Forum. Let's look this up here. Well, Derek Ferrera's not here, so I'm going to try to do this the best I can for our next match. It's Ryback time! Gentlemen,
More.
come on. Be more. Come on, Fletcher. I'm meeting Mike. Come on. Be more. Come on. Be
more.
Come on.
And I'll say it better. It's Ryback time!
Be more. Done. It was indeed Ryback time, ladies and gentlemen. Ryback goes one-on-one with one half of Slater Gator. It was Gator, Titus O'Neil. I wonder who won this match. Oh, yeah. Winner of the match in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. It was indeed the big guy. It was Ryback who goes over in this one.
I believe Bullock led off on the last match, so if I'm correct, so that means Michael Fletcher. I'm sorry, my man, you're gonna have to lead off on this one. Ryback and Gator, Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, Ryback and Gator, and Gate, Titus O'Neil says he wants to put himself on notice when it relates to being a member of the Authority for the Survivor Series squad and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, you didn't help. You didn't really help your cause, my friend, because you just ran into a buzzsaw. Well, you ran into a man-eating shark from Las Vegas, Nevada, who kind of was hungry and wanted to get fed. So, feed me more, feed me more, feed me more. It was a Ryback squash. Nothing more to say. This is a dud and a dud and a dud and a dud is what I say about that. I mean, Ryback looks good. Glad to have him back. They're building him up again. Who knows? I mean, maybe a little scouting for Cena tonight. Maybe Cena puts Ryback as one of his 5 on the squad. It's always good. Sometimes you also want to get some of the big names in there or one of the rising uppers. And Ryback was pretty big. He had a big push, a little Goldberg type thing going, and then once he turned heel, he kind of fell off a little bit. He kind of fell off the map a little bit, dealing with some injuries and some things, and now he's back, looks better than ever, and build him up, work his way up again, and we'll see what happens there. But he definitely will probably have a spot in the Survivor Series. There's no doubt about it. Now, is he going to be in a traditional Survivor Series matchup? Very possible. But is he going to be in the main event? That's a loaded question. I don't know if he is going to be one of the guys. I mean, I could think of a few guys that deserves the spot, and there's even one I'm thinking of. If it's true, he could be back in time for Survivor Series, and if he is, I think Team Cena is going to have a major upgrade very soon. And let me just say, I think one person who's going to be really ticked off about this is going to be Authority Captain Seth Rollins, because who knows, he might get Superman punched, if you know what I mean. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I think we all know who you're talking about, Fletch. Superman punch can only mean one thing: Roman Reigns. Oh boy, would that be amazing! You put Roman Reigns on that Cena team. Oh my goodness! I mean, that traditional Survivor Series match could have the potential to be only the second traditional Survivor match that ever has garnered a 5-star rating. Of course, the other being, like I mentioned earlier, the winner take all in 2001. But yeah. Michael Bullock has created a meme. I'm gonna try to pull it up for you folks in just a moment. But yep, I think I know which one it is. So yeah, absolute dud. Yeah, of course, because it is a squash match. I mean, I mean, when I saw Titus O'Neil in there, you knew it was going to be Ryback. I mean, come on now, you knew that was coming. I mean, great to have him back here. I mean, Michael Fletcher made some great points, during his moment there. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, he they turned him heel after Extreme Rules. Well, actually, it was a little after WrestleMania. I should say it was the night after WrestleMania 29. When he went after John Cena. Even though the crowd at the Meadowlands loved it, I mean, they popped big for that. We all remember that shell shock, which led into that little series of matches that Ryback and Cena had for the title in the spring of 2013. We all remember that. Both matches were very good, if I'm being honest. And then, of course, they put him with Heyman. Made him a Heyman guy. We thought that was really gonna help him, but unfortunately,
that didn't go well, unfortunately. And then on top of that, you put him in a meh tag team, a done enhancement tag team with Curtis Axel. I mean, even though they had their moments, it really didn't work out. Ryback Axel. I mean, yeah, they had some moments, but that ultimately sold like a lead balloon. Nobody really got behind that. And of course, he had some Noggin Diva moments backstage. You know, he had some attitude problems. But then again, what superstar hasn't had attitude problems in the past? But you know, great to have him back. Great to have the man back as a babyface. And of course, Michael Fletcher makes a great point. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. Could Ryback be a part of Team C in that Survivor Series? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting, considering the history of those two. But nonetheless, this match was an absolute dud. And here you go, Michael Bullock. I got you. Meet me up here. Here we go. Courtesy of Mimi Jean Okerlund. Here you go, folks. There it is. It's Ryback time. Feed me more. 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 Done. Yes. Well done indeed, Michael Bullock. I mean, nicely done to say the very least. I actually just remembered I was supposed to have a Mimi myself. I was going to do a Mimi earlier regarding one of the matches. I'll get into that in just a moment. So yeah, absolute dud. But like I said, great to have Ryback back. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Ryback and Titus O'Neil?
Yeah, absolute dud. Worst fight of the night. I mean, yeah, this was a complete and utter squash of Titus O'Neil. And yeah, I mean, you said you wanted to audition to yourself to be on The Authority. Yeah, like, how did that work out for you? Not so good for you, Mr. Titus O'Neil. So, yeah, I mean, when you heard that "Feed Me More," I was like, oh shoot, it's not looking good for you, Mr. Titus O'Neil, because it's feeding time. And, you know, Ryback was a hungry man, and he got himself some of Titus O'Neil. And yes, you heard him after that match. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Done. So, yeah, very interesting to see what the Authority will on to for Ryback. I mean, you really think he's going to join the Authority? No. But I talked to Anthony about this earlier, and I know he'll back me up on it. There was there was an article on WWE.com talking about superstars that could be on Team Cena, and Ryback was one of them. So I basically don't see that happening, since I mean, he just came back from injury. I mean, you don't want to basically throw him into the fire right away, but here's the thing. I mean, if Roman Reigns basically can't go, I think he would make a good replacement. But of course, as we always like to say, take it with a grain of salt. So, yeah, so absolute dud. Worst fight of the night. Nothing else to say. Let's move on, Florio.
Yes, we're going to move on indeed. I just created a Mimi myself. There was a Mimi I was supposed to do earlier. I got caught up in the excitement, but here it is. Cesaro had a bloody gash in his head. That's not PG. I mean, if you didn't notice during the Cesaro match with Dean Ambrose, he had a little bloody gash in his head. I'm sure you noticed it. He had a little blood gash on the side of his head. Fletcher and I picked up on it very quickly when we talked about it, and that gave me the ammo for it. So there you go. So, all right, got that out of my system. So with that said, let's move on to our next match. It was, let me see here. Oh yes, it was the world's largest athlete, The Big Show, going one-on-one with the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Winner of the match via disqualification in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. It was the world's largest athlete, The Big Show. And, yeah, not good. 1 to 1.5 stars for this. Typical big man match, slow, boring, plodding at times. I mean, you know, a little bit of a snoozer, if I'm being honest. I mean, I liked it better when they were, you know, tag team partners because we didn't have to sit through bad matches like this. But I mean, the feud they had 3 years ago, I mean, that was better. I mean, some of the matches were better, but this match here, not good at all. So boring that I damn near fell asleep during this match, if I'm being honest with you, because it was hard to stay awake during it. So, I got a bad feeling. I mean, I've read some dirt sheets saying that, you know, they probably could have done this match at Survivor Series, but you know what? I don't think we're going to have it at Survivor Series because I think these two guys are going to be a part of the traditional Survivor Series teams. I think Mark Henry is going to join Team Authority, and I think The Big Show is going to join Team Cena. I really do. That's just how I feel about it. And quite frankly, I think that's a great idea. Because if you put that on Survivor Series, yeah, you're going to put about 15, 20,000 people in the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, a beautiful venue, by the way. You're going to put all those folks in screwy St. Louis to sleep. That's all there is to say about that. I mean, not only are they going to be asleep, but they're going to be sitting on their hands. So if WWE is smart, don't put Big Show and Henry in a one-on-one match. I mean, yes, you did the right thing. You gave it away for free on this show tonight. Perfect. If you're gonna utilize them for Survivor Series, I strongly suggest you put them on the traditional Survivor Series teams. Because remember, Big Show said, "Hey, John Cena, if you want the world's largest partner on your team, I'll be there for you, man. I'll be on your team." And then Sarah on the other side, Triple H and Stephanie said, "You know what? And Stephanie said, that ruthless aggression of Mark Henry, he would be a great addition to Team Authority." And then Triple H said, "You know what, Kane? Go find him and tell him we want him for our team." So if that's not any indication, I don't know what is. So you heard it here first. Big Show, Team Cena, Mark Henry, Team Authority for the big Cena Authority Survivor match at Survivor Series. Book it. 1 to 1.5 stars. Another one of the worst fights of the night. So boring, it puts you to sleep. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Big Show and Henry?
I'm going 1 star on this one. I mean, this was just flat out boring. I mean, typical big man fight. I mean, like I really wasn't interested, and I almost even took a cat nap during this match. So yeah, not even going to get into any further details on it. 1 star. Fletcher, it's yours.
Yeah, bad match, no doubt about it. This was definitely slow, methodical. However, you know, the beatdown that Mark Henry gave to Big Show at the end of the fight was probably more entertaining than the actual fight itself. He actually put the world's strongest slam on the Big Show on the steel steps and then grabs the shirt and lays it across the Big Show, 'cause that's what I do. And anybody who knows that, that's Mark Henry for you, man. Super heel, mega heel, he's back, man, and I like it. So yeah, definitely nothing to speak about. Let's just move on.
All right, and Michael Fletcher, I think you just may have given me some ammo for a funny meme in just a moment. So, but before I get into that, regarding that last match, by the way, let's move on to our next matchup here. Let me see what this was. Oh yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't get any better. It was Nikki Bella, accompanied by her personal assistant and sister Brie Bella, one-on-one with Emma. Winner of the match in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. It was Nikki Bella. Michael Bullock has his "I can't take it" face. I mean,
It's him. He's up.
If he's covering himself with his shirt, it only means one thing, folks. It's the Michael Bullock "I can't take it" face. That's exactly what it is, because he can't take it. So, Unfortunately, I mean, hey, Michael Fletcher had to lead off one of the dud matches, so it's only fitting that Michael Bullock has to get one too. But and then again, maybe I'll get one. But as the old saying goes, all of the Royal Rumble, it's the luck of the draw, my friends. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Nikki Bella and Emma? I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, typical ho hum diva fight. You know what? I'm just gonna say this was a dud. I mean, I just really wasn't into this match. I mean, and it's a darn shame. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Emma. I mean, yeah, I know she's a little bit on the campy comedy side, but she's a really good wrestler. I mean, just looking back to her days, of course, in NXT, of course, where she had her some really good matches against Paige, and she's a real good wrestler too. But this one here, and not so good. But of course, after the match, you saw Nikki Bella basically telling Brie Bella, "Yeah, raise my hand," and then I guess what she was telling, well, of course, AJ Lee was on commentary. She basically told Brie Bella to go and basically slap AJ Lee, and basically, well, AJ Lee knocked out Brie Bella. So basically, Nikki was having Brie basically, will have Brie do the dirty work for her. So yeah, typical ho hum diva fight, dud. Nothing else for me to say. Uh, yeah, and if we were doing a meme, I wish we created one with me covering my face with my shirt with the Michael Bullock. I can't take it anymore, meme. So yeah, nothing else to say. But it's yours.
Sooner or later, one of these days, one of us is gonna get it. We gotta. I don't know how the hell we're gonna have to do it, but we gotta figure this out because I'm very tempted to do one. You're really making this hard for me, Bullock. I swear to God, man, I wanna do it. I wanna do a Mimi.
I want it to happen.
Yeah, I want to do it, but I know they kind of shot down the idea. I think they wanted to do like a. I think we're not allowed to do custom memes anymore. Is that right, Anthony? Or is there some kind of thing where?
I don't know. I don't know if it would work on the Mimi Jean site. I mean, it would never hurt to try.
Yeah, because I know that there has to be one way to do it because we have to figure this out, man. Because there's been some moments there where I know I've done one with the towel over with the towel over my head or on my face where I kind of pie faced myself, and that's kind of my Michael Fletcher, I guess you could say. It's not a I can't take it moment, not like Mike Bullock, but you could say it's like a Mike Fletcher I Moron or the Ren and like an old Dios Mio type moment. I could say I don't know. It's just something that I could just do, or you know, yeah, oy vey is something. Well, that's more you, Florio, because you're the one that likes to say oy vey from us more than anybody else. So hey, that would not work with me. So I don't know. We'll figure it out sooner or later. But yeah, I definitely feel your pain, Mike Bullock, because this was bad. This was horrible. But here's the thing: Nikki Bella is the number one contender for the Divas Championship. She will get an opportunity at the belt. She gets a chance to fight AJ Lee for the gold sometime down the line. They haven't announced when, but we'll know soon enough. I think it'll probably be right around the time, right before the 30 days of service ends, and then we'll go from there. So we'll wait and see what happens. But I do believe that whatever the case may be, we'll see what happens. This might lead to a women's fight at Survivor Series. We get that once a year. I think we'll get it this time around. We don't know how that's gonna play out, but we'll see. So yeah, nothing more for me. I could even say dud. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, it was a dud. It was one of the worst fights of the night. I mean, not good at all. I said Michael Fletcher gave me ammo for a funny meme. Well, here you go. I think you're gonna like this one. T-shirt. Hang on one second. Okay, here we go. Here you go. Covering Big Show's ugly face with my "That's What I Do" T-shirt. That's what I do. That's exactly what you got right there. So I had to do it. So there you go. I mean, I think you'll like that one. So yeah, that's another one. So all right, okay, there we go. A little slow tonight, but yeah, getting into this, this was a dud. One of the worst fights of the night, co-worst fight of the night. I mean, this was not good at all. Typical ho-hum diva fight. It's a damn shame about Emma because it is true. What Michael Boldick is saying is true. Emma is a very good wrestler. I mean, who will ever forget the match she had with Paige at that first NXT pay-per-view special? That was what many people are calling the Diva Fight of the Year. I mean, that was a 4 to 4.25 star match from the Divas. I mean, of all things. I mean, I still can't get over how awesome that match was because it really was. But that was not awesome. I mean, but Michael Fletcher is right again. Nikki Bella is the #1 contender for the Divas Championship. To be facing AJ Lee down the road as by virtue of winning the Diva Halloween costume Battle Royal as part of the Halloween special on SmackDown last Friday night. But well, conflicting reports on the dirt sheets. I mean, the early dirt sheets were saying about a possible Nikki Bella captain team against a Brie Bella captain team in a Divas traditional elimination match, traditional Survivor Series elimination match. But now I'm also reading some other dirt sheets that are saying that we might see the AJ Lee Nikki Bella Diva title match at Survivor Series. So there's going to be a Divas fight at Survivor Series, some form. Question is, are we going to get the championship match? Or are we going to get the Team Nikki Bella versus Team Brie Bella traditional Survivor Series elimination match? To be honest, I kind of want to see the traditional Survivor match, if I'm being honest, because I like to see the Divas in one of those, in all honesty. But like I said, I don't have any control over WWE and what they do. If I did, I would do the Survivor match because it is Survivor Series. So, and me being the Survivor mark that I am, I would have done every match as a traditional Survivor match. You know, save those, championship matches or one-on-one matches for TLC. That's all I can say about that. So, absolute dud. Another one of the worst fights of the night. There's really nothing left to say except we're just gonna move on to our next match. Just give me 1 second here. And it gets worse. It was Rusev Butaya, Rusev Bashka. Yes, it was also another appearance by Alexander Rusev himself with the ravishing Russian Lana. Hey, going one-on-one with one of Michael Fletcher's personal favorites, the leader of the Ryder Revolution, Zack Ryder. Winner of the match in 1 minute and 15 seconds. It was Rusev. Michael Bullock's covering his face. Good news, Bullock. I don't think you have to lead off on this one. Bad news is Michael Fletcher has to lead off on this one, I think. Yeah, I mean, didn't Bullock lead off on the last match, as I recall?
Yeah, and all I can say is to Fletcher, boy, I don't envy you.
Yeah, I don't envy you either. And the worst part is, it was your boy. It was the leader of the Ryder Revolution, Zack Ryder, who feels the wrath of Rusev. So, I'm sorry, Michael Fletcher. For the second time tonight, you got to lead up on a piss poor match. So it's all yours, man.
Oh man.
What the hell is this? Okay, I understand if it's once, and I'll give you that, but somebody must have it out for me tonight. 2 piss poor fights, and I get hit with it in one night. What the bleep is going on, man? Somebody's rigging this luck of the draw. It has to be rigged. No way in hell I get two back-to-back horrible fights in one night. Something ain't right, man. I'm just saying. But nah, it was bad. This one was bad. It was a squash fight, no doubt about it. I'll tell you this: anybody who thought that we understood that Rusev was going to get a squash fight out of this, and fine, whatever. But I'll tell you this: what me and Mike Bullock are going to talk about in a little bit for the United States Heavyweight Championship fight, that one was a million times better than this one. But we'll let you know about that in a little bit. Other than that, there's nothing more to say. Dud, Anthony, go.
Yeah, absolute dud. This was the worst fight of the night. I mean, a minute and 15 seconds. That's all it took for Rusev to put the kibosh on Zack Ryder and the Ryder Revolution. But Zack Ryder tweeted out saying that he wants to be a part of Team Cena and the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. And I talked about this with Michael Bullock. Bullock and I talked about this on the phone before the show. And I know he'll back me up like I always back him up. It's Survivor Series. It's the main event of Survivor Series. You know this match is going to be the main event. Everybody knows that. You really want to have a dud enhancement talent like Zack Ryder in your main event for one of your 4 biggest shows of the year? I don't know about that. But with the way this is going, I think that might happen.
I don't think so, Anthony. I just think that what they're doing is, Ryder's is just putting his name out there like everybody else. Everybody wants to be in the main event. It doesn't matter who you are. That's the dream you want. Some of these guys, they want to be the one to say that I put out the authority. Or some of them might be that they just want to take out John Cena because they hate his freaking guts. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, who doesn't hate John Cena's guts? I mean, especially those in the IWC. I mean, especially us. Well, for those who feel that Cena holds everybody back, especially the younger talent in the WWE. But yeah, you make a great point there, Fletch. So but I did come across something on the Wikipedia page, although I think it's a little early foreshadowing. They actually had Cena's Survivor Series team all set up, and I'll share that at the end of our show. And believe it or not, they do have Zack Ryder on the team. Go figure. But anyways, I think this has to be one of those jumping to conclusion gaps, if you will, because you know how Wikipedia is. Most of the time it's accurate. Most of the time it's not. So that's all there is to say about that. And speaking of that, the Authority, Stephanie McMahon, prior to that match, or it might have been after the match, backstage moment, Stephanie McMahon tried to recruit Rusev to Team Authority at Survivor Series. Of course, obviously you had to negotiate with the ravishing Russian Lana. And as a red-blooded American male, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed watching that. 2 of my favorite ladies, stunners, to say the very least. I mean, I know Stephanie McMahon's off limits, but who knows? I don't know about Lana, but boy howdy, if she was available, my goodness, that's all I can say about that. But the point is, seeing Stephanie and Lana together, wow. Can you imagine the beauty on Team Authority? Imagine the beauty on that side. Oh my goodness. That's all I can say about that. So I think there's a great chance we could see Rusev. Big Show and Rusev. Sheamus and Rusev for the U.S. title. That was rumored for Survivor Series. But seeing that Stephanie McMahon tried to recruit Rusev to Team Authority, who knows? Could Rusev be on Team Authority? And if Rusev's on Team Authority, who says that Sheamus won't be on Team Cena? Think about that. Derek Ferrera always likes to say, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I always like to say? Read into that what you will. So, if Rusev's on Team Authority, you heard it first. I think Sheamus is going to be on Team Cena. That's all I can say about that. Dud, worst fight of the night. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Rusev and Zack Ryder?
dud. I got nothing more to say. Just move on, Florio.
All right. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Let me pull up my notes here. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds. Oh, and unfortunately it gets even better. It was one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Stardust, accompanied by Brother Goldust, going up against Los Matadores, Fernando, accompanied by partner Diego and El Torito. Winner of the match in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it was Fernando. Miz and Mizdow. There was a note, Miz and Mizdow on commentary. But, well, the luck of the draw panned out on me. Hey, at least I got to lead off on a dud match, so at least I got one. So that's all there is to say about that. And Michael Fletcher, I would never rig it, no doubt about it. I mean, I'm just going by the normal protocol of our show, because you know if Derek Ferrer was here, it would have gone the exact same way. So, but anyways, yes, I had to lead off on this one, unfortunately. This was a dud, another one of the worst fights of the night. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think they're grooming Los Matadores for a possible tag team championship run. I mean, it's very obvious that, well, I mean, normally I would join you in those no's, Michael Bullock, but thing is, they need to take a break from the Usos. That's all there is to say about it, because they were shoving the Usos and the Dust Brothers down our throat. If I'm being quite honest with you, even though some of their matches were very good, especially the ones from Night of Champions and Hell in a Cell. But here it is. Here's the thing: Dust Brothers need new challengers, and the only other babyface tag team there is, unfortunately, it is Los Matadores, whether we like it or not. I mean, and as much as we hate the gimmick, especially Michael Bullock and myself, we don't like the gimmick. The gimmick is terrible. It's campy comedy, bull funky nonsense at its finest. I mean, I was willing to give that gimmick a chance, but the minute they brought El Torito in, no, I lost interest immediately. And I'm like, oh great, campy comedy, bull funky tag team. That's what we need. But Dust Brothers need new challengers, and it's fairly obvious that Los Matadores is going to be the next matchup here. And who knows? I think this could lead to a possible traditional Survivor Series elimination match. I mean, tag team style. I mean, how about Los Matadores and the Usos against the Dust Brothers and Miz and Mizdow? Think about that. Possible tag team style traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup. I'm just saying. So that's all I can say about that. But other than that, this was a dud. This was another one of the worst fights of the night. So that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Fernando and Stardust?
Yes, and Florio, I just want to tell you, I actually created a meme, and it's a CM Punk apologize meme. If you could try to pull that up for me while I talk about the fight here. Yeah, absolute dud. Another one of the worst fights of the night, and pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, irresponsible, and borderline reprehensible. I mean, yeah, I can understand they want to take a break from the Usos and give other tag teams a chance at the tag team titles, but against the Los Matadores, I'm sorry, I don't like it at all. And of course, there was an announcement that, oh, yep, and there's the meme that I created, and you give the WWE Universe 3 consecutive dud fights. I couldn't. Can you? Oh, Can you pull it right back up, Florio? I really wasn't quite finished. Yeah, but in any event, I mean, yeah, you give the WWE Universe 3 consecutive dud fights. Apologize, and you will like it. Don't test me again, and don't give us any more dud fights. Yeah, that's immediately how I felt about these 3 consecutive dud fights here, so that we got here. So, yeah, of course, Friday night on SmackDown, it'll be the Usos against the Dust Brothers for the Tag Team Championship in inside the confines of a steel cage. Um, yeah, but we all know that the Dust Brothers are going to walk out still tag team champions. So, absolute dud. Another one of the worst fights of the night. The media I created pretty much says it all. But it's yours.
Yeah, this was bad. I mean, there's really no defense on this one. Hey, what can I say? It was just a bad fight. Nothing more to say about that. Let's just move on, guys.
All right. We're gonna move on indeed. For our next contest here on our Monday Night Raw review here on the Wrestling Forum. Okay, here we go. This is the much needed breath of fresh air. It was Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, with Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble and Kane and the Authority and all that. And then it was Seth Rollins one-on-one with the Viper, Randy Orton. Winner of the match in 13 minutes and 15 seconds, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the main event?
All right, I'm gonna give this 2.5 stars. I mean, I thought this was an all right match to close out Raw. I mean, it was just the ending. I mean, once again, I mean, well, actually, I gotta correct myself. I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna say 2.5 to 3 stars. Is my rating on it. I mean, it was a very good match. You could see the look throughout the match on Triple H's face when things started really getting physical between Orton and Rollins. He's like, all right, this is not the way I wanted it to go here, and thought it was just going to be a quick little match, and that things were going to be all right, but nope, it kept getting more physical, and and just when it looked like Orton was going to go for the RKO, and Seth Rollins with a backslide and surprises Randy Orton, and yeah, and after the match, it looked like things were going to be all right. He's shaking the hands of Joey Mercury, Jamie Noble, and Kane, and then he goes to take Seth Rollins' hand, but then all of a sudden, bam! An RKO to Seth Rollins, and yeah, and then basically he's tossing Joey Mercury, tossing Jamie Noble, tossing Kane, and then Orton goes to the corner, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it might be punch time. But Triple H stops, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, you want to see it. And then, and then all of a sudden, basically, Randy Orton, he cold clocks Triple H. And I'm like, well, I think the face turn is pretty much complete. He's no longer a member of the Authority. Boy, howdy, he really got beat down. They basically dragged Orton over to the announce table, and then a curb stomp to Randy Orton, and then I think you saw a little blood there from Randy Orton. So, and you would, but then after that, you think that was all set? I think you could see the look on Stephanie McMahon's face. She basically told Triple H to tell him to finish Randy Orton, and reluctantly he told him to finish him. They put him on the steel chair, or not steel chair, the steel steps, and then a curb stomp right on the steel steps. So, wow, I mean, that was a major beat down there. So, yeah, so what's going to happen? I think we all know. I think we all think Randy Orton's going to be joining Team Cena, no doubt about it in my mind. So, yeah, so 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating on the match. So, that being said, let's move on to the Fletch.
Yes, indeed. 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating as well. A solid main event fight. And it was everything we expected. Yeah, I think the finish kind of was a little wonky, as it was a backslide for a 1-2-3. But they played it really good. I thought it was a very good segment. I loved how everything played out, and this was a solid fight. So no, there was nothing bad about it. The beat down was, I kind of felt like it was not really predictable, but it was expected. And now we're gonna see what happens with Randy Orton. They kind of did leave him out, and yes, he ended up as a bloody mess too. After everything that went down, so we'll see what happens. But I liked it. I loved how the body of work happened. So it was solid. I thought it was good, not great, good, but definitely a good way to close Monday Night Raw, at least the television portion of the event. So, with that said, Anthony, it's yours.
Yes. 2.5 to 3 stars. I'd have to say second best fight of the night here. Well, it's a toss-up. It's between this match and the Dean Ambrose and Cesaro match, to be honest, for second to third best fight of the night honors. The Rollins and Ziggler, that was definitely the fight of the night. There's no doubt about that. But this was a very good main event here. Solid match, to say the very least. The good action here, and nice win for Seth Rollins. Rollins gets the win here, and then Triple H is like, "Okay, Randy, you got it out of your system. Now let's focus on Survivor Series. Let's come together. Let's be the Authority. Let's get ready for Cena and Survivor Series." And then Randy Orton basically does the handshake line. I mean, he shakes hands with Jamie Noble. He shakes hands with Joey Mercury. Shakes hands with Citizen Corporate Kane. And then and then he shakes hands with Rollins, and then you think, okay, Randy Orton's all going to be in the good graces. And Michael Fletcher had a very good scenario, and Fletcher had a scenario where Randy Orton was indeed going to be a member of Team Authority, and ultimately screw the Authority at Survivor Series, a la Kurt Angle in the winner take all match in 2001. But after what happened tonight, Fletch, I really don't think that scenario is going to happen. I really don't. Why? Because, well, Randy Orton RKO Seth Rollins anyway, and we get another melee. Orton goes to town, and then that was it. And then Triple H is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And then, bam! Randy Orton knocks Triple H on his keister, and then all of a sudden, here we go, fight's on. And then, well, another week. We conclude even though it didn't impact the main event this time around, how did Monday Night Raw conclude? Well, in the only way that Michael Bullock and I will have to do a big old no chant on, and that is Authority shenanigans. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. And what do I mean by Authority shenanigans? Well, the Authority basically beats Randy Orton to a damn near bloody pulp. That's what they did. They all got their shots in, but I just found this on WWE.com, guys. WWE.com has learned that Randy Orton was injured following an attack at the hands of the Authority, during which he suffered 2 consecutive curb stomps from Seth Rollins, one atop the announce table, and another on the steel steps. The extent of the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion's injuries is unknown at this time. However, as all medical evaluations of the Apex Predator were done behind closed doors, WWE.com was unable to get official comment from medical staff as to the nature of Orton's injuries, though locker room speculation is that the Viper had suffered a concussion. WWE.com hopes to have an official update on Orton's condition tomorrow. But here's the thing. Randy Orton's going to be leaving. Randy Orton's going to be taking a little bit of some time off to film the new Condemned movie. Randy Orton is slated to be the star of the new Condemned movie, the second Condemned movie, of course, the other starring, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's going to be in that. He's going to be He's going to be away from WWE for a couple of weeks, but from what I'm hearing, he should be back in time for Survivor Series, and he will be ready for the Survivor main event. And here it comes. And the scenario, here's my other scenario. Randy Orton's going to join Team Cena. And remember this. Over the course of the last decade, who has had more success in traditional Survivor Series elimination matches than anybody? Anybody have a guess? Randy Orton. 2003. Sole Survivor in the Team Bischoff versus Team Austin match. I gave that match a solid 4.5 stars. Almost a 5-star classic. That was a very good traditional Survivor Series match. 2004. Team Orton against Team Triple H, where the winning team, every member of the winning team, would take a turn as guest general manager of Monday Night Raw while Eric Bischoff was on vacation. Orton's team won that. Who was the sole survivor? Randy Orton. Beat Triple H at the end. And then in 2005, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Randy Orton against Shawn Michaels at the end. And Michael Fletcher knows this very well because he marked as this happened. He watched it with me. He was at my house for this. Randy Orton, sole survivor one more time, thanks to a distraction by JBL. RKO on HBK, boom, that was it. Team SmackDown wins. Fletch marked like an absolute crazy man. Never forget that. Never. And then in 2008, he won another one. But this time, he wasn't alone this time. Cody Rhodes survived with him when his team defeated a Dave Batista captain team. Everybody remembers that. So the point is, who has had more? I mean, nobody has had more success in traditional Survivor Series elimination matches than Randy Orton has. And remember, where's Survivor Series this year, boys? Randy Orton's hometown, St. Louis, Missouri, the Scott Trade Center. I can see a scenario where it could be a 5-on-4 situation. Cena will have only one spot left. I think they're going to hold Orton until Survivor Series. I think Orton comes back at Survivor Series, and he will be announced as the final team member of Team Cena. Basically what John Cena did 11 years ago in 2003 when he was the final member of Kurt Angle's team, whereas it looked like he was going to be the final member of Brock Lesnar's team in that Survivor Series elimination matchup. But, and who knows, could Randy Orton be the difference maker again? Very good chance he could, even though I still think it's going to come down to Cena and Rollins at the end. But then again, it may come down to Orton. You never know. Cena could actually get beat, and Orton and Rollins could end up headlining at the end. And Randy Orton wins another traditional Survivor Series match in his hometown. That place will pop. Trust me, he will get a big old pop if he ends up being the hero of the day. Imagine this. Imagine Randy Orton, of all people, who was the original hand-picked best for business face of the company after last year's SummerSlam, screwing over Daniel Bryan for the title. Can you imagine if Randy Orton is the winner and the sole survivor for Team Cena in that traditional Survivor Series elimination match, and he's the one responsible for the Authority being out of power? Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine that? There's a good chance that could happen. It really could, especially after what we saw at the end of tonight's show. I think there's a very good chance it happens, you guys. I really do. I'm just saying. 2.5 to 3 stars. Between second and third best fight of the night. I probably would have to say the third best fight of the night because I remember I gave the other match 3 to 3.25 stars. So I'm going to say this was the third best fight of the night and move the Cesaro and Ambrose match to the 2 spot with Ziggler and Rollins as the number 1. So with that said, let's move on to our overall review of Monday Night Raw. And I believe Michael Fletcher leads us off on this one, if I'm not mistaken. So Michael Fletcher, your overall thoughts on Monday Night Raw tonight?
I gotta say that this was a very good Monday Night Raw show. I mean, some of the fights were good, but there was a lot of dud fights, a lot of dud enhancement fights that were along the way. But the shocking moment of the night was the announcement of Mr. McMahon basically putting the authority on notice, saying that if you don't win this fight, that things will change and that you guys will no longer be in power of the WWE. So, and it kind of feels like Vince wants them to lose. If you really look at it, Anthony, and the way that this came out, so we'll wait and see what happens. We'll see how it came out. I could say this is about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is my rating. I mean, good, not great, nothing to truly write home about, but they definitely got some work to do, and I thought they did a good job. So 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is my rating, and Anthony, I give it to you.
All right. Okay. I do agree with your rating there, Fletch. 6.5 to 7 out of 10. That is the correct rating. Newsworthy show to say the very least, especially with the surprise appearance of Vince McMahon. Nobody expected that. I mean, none of us expected that. But once he started off, you knew we were going to be in for another good show, and that's exactly what we got. I mean, a little bit of a step down from the previous 2 weeks, because there were quite a few dud enhancement matches. Unfortunately, that was really the only real downfall of this show. But we got 3 very good quality matches here. I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins fight of the night, 3.5 to 4 stars. Second best fight of the night, Dean Ambrose and Cesaro, 3 to 3.25 stars. Third best fight of the night, the main event, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton, 2.5 to 3 stars on that. Fourth best fight of the night probably would have to be The Miz and Jimmy Uso, 2 to 2.25 stars. And then everything else was just downhill. I mean, we had a couple of one-star matches. I mean, those were the highlights. Those 4 matches were the highlights. Of course, Vince's appearance, obviously, that was a highlight. And then Triple H's and the Authority's promo on Dolph Ziggler before the Ziggler-Rollins match, that was another highlight for me as well. Lowlights, of course, all those done enhancement matches. Rusev and Zack Ryder. Nikki Bella and Emma. Ryback and Titus O'Neil. Fernando and Stardust. And then you had a couple of in-the-middle type things, Mark Henry and The Big Show and Sheamus and Tyson Kidd. Wrestling-heavy show indeed. But because of the body of work of those 3 matches, especially the angle at the end there where they took Orton out and everything else, and definitely a major build for Survivor Series, a major hook now for WWE for people to want to get the WWE Network now to actually subscribe to it, not just the free November, but that Survivor Series elimination match, which has the feel of winner take all in 2001. With Team Cena and Team Authority. I mean, I read on Wikipedia that John Cena's team was going to be John Cena, The Big Show, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, and Zack Ryder. I really don't know if that's going to be the case. I mean, it could. Whereas I think only Seth Rollins and Kane were only announced for the Authority side. But with the way it's going right now, I have to say Team Cena, I got to alter it a little bit. I think it's going to be John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, The Big Show, Sheamus, and then at the very end, at the last split second, Randy Orton's going to round out that team. And then on the other side for Team Authority, Seth Rollins, Kane. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Henry gets in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Rusev gets in there. And then who ends up taking the last spot? Maybe Triple H himself comes out of retirement. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. Or his semi-retirement, as they're calling it nowadays. But the point is, that traditional Survivor Series match at Survivor Series has the potential to be one of the best traditional Survivor Series elimination matches in quite a long time. Definitely excited about this. Definitely. 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Another solid edition of Monday Night Raw, to say the very least. So that said, Michael Bullock, your overall thoughts on tonight's edition of Raw?
Yeah, 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is the correct rating. The best moments for me was, of course, Vince McMahon returning. Of course, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title. Dean Ambrose and Cesaro Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Yeah, and everything else was all right, but of course we had some done enhancement matches, so really nothing else to say except 6.5 to 7 out of 10. So with that being said, let's get to mine and Fletcher's thoughts on the Rusev Sheamus U.S. title.
Yes, as a bonus, never been done before. Immediately following Monday Night Raw, there was a United States Heavyweight Championship match. It was Sheamus defending the title against Rusev. Winner of the match and the new United States Heavyweight Champion, it was Rusev. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the match?
What was the time of the match?
I gotta look that up. Just give me 1 second. But yeah, it was Sheamus against Rusev. For those of you who are just joining us, Michael Bullock and Michael Fletcher, they saw the match with Sheamus and Rusev. I didn't because I was setting up for the show here, obviously. Okay, hang on 1 second. I should have that number up for you in just a moment, Mr. Bullock. Just bear with me. It was an even 12 minutes. Even 12 minutes.
All right. So I'll probably say about and even 3 stars on the match. I mean, this was a really good match here. I mean, I did see it on the WWE Network, and there were times I was thinking maybe Sheamus was going to do it, that he was going to put the first loss on under Rusev, and I mean, in the end, he was going to go for the pro kick, but he missed, and then of course Rusev with those 2 big kicks that he does, and then the accolade. But here's the thing: Sheamus never gave up. He just passed out in the middle of the ring from that accolade. And yep, Rusev is your new United States Championship. But I think we all know what's going to happen afterwards. I think he's going to try to get that title renamed to the Russian Championship, or something like that. But yeah, but eventually we're going to get a rematch between these two for the United States Championship. Oh, and there's a Mimi right there. It says with the old European Championship, Rusev champion, check. So yeah, whoever created that Mimi really said it best there. So 2.5, so 3 stars for me. Fletcher, your thoughts on the match?
I actually can go a little higher. I think this was a 3.5 star fight. I mean, this was really great match, and back and forth it went. The ending definitely was very shocking, to say the very least, because I did not believe that Rusev was going to be walking out of here tonight with the title in hand, and lo and behold, yes, it is. He is the new United States Heavyweight Champion. But I mean, the fight itself was actually really good. If you guys got a chance to see this on WWE Network, it was definitely a treat and a half, and I was very impressed with the way that they showed. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a good outcome with a new champion. Congratulations for that. And no, I mean, 3.5 stars is my rating for the fight. So, Anthony, I give it to you.
All right. I just came across this in our text chat box. Michael Bullock said he had a "That's not PG" Mimi. I don't really see it there, Bullock.
Well, the Mimi I created, of course, it had to do with Randy Orton bleeding. Well, it says Randy Orton bleeding. That's not PG. I know I did create it, but I don't know, for some reason it didn't come up. I don't know why, but
I guess it's not there. So but anyways, that's going to conclude this edition of the Wrestling Forum. Very big show, to say the very least. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. Of course, we're going to wrap it up the way we always do here on the Wrestling Forum. We're going to wrap it up with our shout-outs, and we're going to have Michael Fletcher lead us off on that, and then he'll throw it to Michael Bullock, and then Bullock, you throw it to me so I can, basically set up the future content. So, Michael Fletcher, you're first up with your shout-outs.
All right, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching the show tonight. I know it's been a long night, and it certainly has been a long night. So shout outs to everybody, to all the super fans out there, Matt Ward, Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson, Jason Hitzebog, Daniel Luttrell from the UK, Kaiser Butler, Megan Silva. I mean, you guys already know. Our friends from the junior high and high school days, my 2184 crew guys, I love you guys. And that's it. So until then, for Friday night, is Mike Fletcher, you know the routine, Hugs and Hand Pounds. I'm out. Good night. Bullock, it's all yours, my friend.
All right. Special shout out to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to support our shows, whether it is the Wrestling Forum or Strictly Sports. It doesn't matter. We really appreciate it. We thank you all so very much for listening to us tonight. A real busy night here on the Wrestling Forum. Of course, shout outs to, of course, our super fans, Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson, Matt Ward, and Jason Hixenbaugh. Shout outs to our friends from our high school days, of course, Al Bredderson, Jimmy Alden, Rob Parsons, Eric Carrier, Tom Souza, and of course, the Grand Poobah himself, Derek Ferrer, of course, being the social media ambassador for Monday Night Football tonight. But I know he'll be back with us Friday night for Strictly Sports College Football Friday. So, and it's once again going to involve some shakeups in the power rankings. So, so that's pretty much going to do it for me. Of course, I save my shout-outs for Saturday night for Strictly Sports NFL Saturday. But until Friday night for an all-new edition of Strictly Sports College Football Friday, this is the Phenom and the Vice President of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, Mike Bullock, saying thank you all so very much for listening to us tonight. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Row it up Porch style. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. Until Friday night. Bye for now, my friends. So with that being said, Wario, take us home and set up the future content.
And before I do that, can I pencil you guys in for Friday night? Bullock, you in? Okay. Fletcher, how about you? You in on that or not?
I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm not really sure, but I'll get back to you.
Okay, all right. But as long as Bullock is there, and as long as I'm there, and as long as Derek's there, that should definitely lead into a show. I mean, I'm really hopeful that we don't have to cancel again. I mean, as you know, we didn't have a Football Friday show last week. We took Friday off for Halloween, and rightly so. But I'm really hoping that there is a College Football Friday show because it's going to be a loaded show. I'll tell you that right now because of the matchup there. But I'll get into that in just a moment. But getting to my shout-outs, of course, special shout-outs to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to make the Wrestling Forum, Strictly Sports, college football, whether it's College Football Friday or NFL Saturday. We appreciate it as always, and that's really all there is to say about that. And of course, the rest of our crew, the rest of our special fans, Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson, and the family, or as I like to call them, the first family of the Wrestling Forum and Strictly Sports. We hope everything's going well with you folks down there. Of course, let me see, who else do we have? Of course, our other super fans, Matt Ward, Jason Hixenbaugh, Daniel Luttrell from the UK, along with the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Megan Silva, the First Lady of Strictly Sports, Kaiser Butler, and the rest, and our high school crew, friends from our high school days, Tommy Souza, who I heard is back in East Providence, guys. I mean, from what I'm reading, I heard that Tommy Souza is back is back here in the East Providence area. That's what I came across, at least according to his page. So that's definitely good news. Tommy Souza, of course, along with Eric Carrier and Al Braderson, Jimmy Alden, Rob Parsons, they know who they are, the rest of our crew. So that's going to do it for that. So I'll save the rest of my shout-outs for NFL Saturday. Hopefully we'll have a show again. We didn't have an NFL Saturday show either because, we all had other plans. Derek went to the Comic-Con, as you know, and hung out with some of his crew. Of course, Fletch had his work commitments, and Michael Bullock had a special benefit event for the Special Olympics, which we talked about earlier. So yeah, that's going to do it for this. So future content, of course, Friday night, Strictly Sports College Football Friday. I mean, around 10 or 10:30, probably more towards 10:30. That's my guess. Huge week, to say the very least, guys. I mean, count 'em, six matchups in the top 25 were ranked opponents against each other. Baylor against Oklahoma. Oh yeah, Baylor against Oklahoma. 12 noon, probably on Fox Sports 1. 3:30 on ABC Channel 6. Notre Dame against Arizona State. What a game that's going to be. Then 7:30, most likely on Fox. Kansas State against TCU. And then at 8 o'clock on ABC Channel 6, I know this is a game that Michael Fletcher is going to have a vested interest in, being the Michigan guy that he is. The Ohio State University versus Michigan State. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun one. Prime time on ABC, the Saturday Night Football game. That's probably going to be the Chris Fowler game, I'm sure. 8 o'clock on CBS as part of the second game of a SEC on CBS doubleheader. Batten down the hatches, boys. Alabama against LSU at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. My goodness, is that going to be a fun one? And then rounding out our headliner matchups, 10 o'clock on ESPN, Oregon against Utah. Man, talk about a loaded day, to say the very least. And that's why I'm hopeful for a show Friday night, because I really want to get into those games with you guys. And I'm hopeful that we can have the band together on that, because if we get the band together for a loaded show like that, that's huge, man. So Friday night, Strictly Sports College Football Friday. Derek Ferrera should be back. I know Bullock will be there. He's confirmed, and I confirmed I'll be there too. So hopefully we'll have Fletch on as well. But as long as we got the three, that's good enough. But hopefully Fletch will be there so we can have the band back together. That'd be really great. So, and then Saturday night, hopefully we'll have an NFL Saturday show. I mean, we haven't really been doing that much lately, but I'm really hopeful for an NFL Saturday show on Saturday night. I'm hopeful that I don't have to do a separate video again, but I had to do it last week, so I did. So Football Friday on Friday, Saturday NFL Saturday, and then of course right back here next Monday night for the Wrestling Forum. I'll be running the show yet again. Like I said, Derek Ferrera will be back here on the Wrestling Forum on November 17th in 2 weeks for the Go Home Show for Survivor Series. So that's it. That's going to do it for this. So until Friday night for Strictly Sports College Football Friday on Derek Ferrera's YouTube channel, that's the 2008-09. It is Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio, for the Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and in spirit the Hardcore Python Derek Ferrera, saying, you know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. And until Friday night for Strictly Sports College Football Friday, you've been watching the Wrestling Forum right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. Bye for now. Bye for now, my friends. God bless, and be good to each other.